Welcome back. Just in case you're just joining us, you've mixed quite a bit, but I will compensate you with what's left of the program. We've talked about the NPFL on the show this morning. We've talked about the English Premier League. We're still going to do more. We've talked tennis, first part of the show. But let's go on now and come to the domestic scene. We started a series some few weeks ago talking about clubs in the top flight, Nigeria Professional Football League. The season starts in a few weeks from now. But we're doing a series called Know Your Club. And today, we want to talk about Rivers United. Well, some people will say the club, you could say it's new in a way because two clubs merged, and what you have now is Rivers United. Cecilia, what you have on your screen, some of the things, we just put together in case the fans don't know. The club founded in 2016, but you can quickly tell us the story. We know two
clubs coming together.
Dolphins
and you had Dolphins and Sharks support, so two of them coming together, and that's how they had, Rivers United, which is really cool. So all the money will go definitely into one. They nicknamed Pride of Rivers, and of course they made them proud immediately. They were merged together. But last season, it wasn't actually Pride of Rivers at all. Twitter handle, of course, you can follow them on their Twitter handle, Rivers United FC, the home ground, Yakubu Gowon Stadium, Port Harcourt. Administrator, I have OK Baluku, and of course, Captain Festus Allen and Coach Stanley Leguma. I think this is one of the clubs that are kind of more consistent in Nigerian professional football. You don't see them changing coaches the way you change your clothes and all that. So really, that consistency is there. And hopefully this season, the consistency they've been able to build in the past 2 seasons, they can actually, have a better one this season. But then the media officer will be talking to us this morning and telling us more about the club, their plans for this season, and the players they've got, and if they will let off some. And of course, if the coach still have the support from the administrators of the club. Good morning, Sammy. Welcome to the program.
Good morning to the most beautiful lady that talks sports on television. And good morning, Yemi Adebayo.
Thank you very much, Yemi, and Happy New Year to you. Okay, Sammy, Rivers United last season
Sorry, before you ask me any question, I was watching you and I was listening to what you're saying. Your description of what Rivers United is all about is spot on. And I just spoke to the Commissioner of Sports in Rivers State, Honorable Boma Iyaye, to see that we make you the Assistant Media Officer of Rivers United. Because the knowledge of the club is so vast. So fast, you must work with us, please.
Come on, Sammy. Now let's come back to business. This one is really, let's do the real business this morning. Thank you for that. But then, Rivers United, last season wasn't really the best, what you guys expected. But this season, you're obviously going to have some new players. I love the fact that the club has been consistent with having, a steady coach, having a steady captain. Most people across Nigeria can really, know the players of Rivers United. Unlike some clubs that you like, okay, you see a player here, the next season, the player is out. What are the plans for this season?
Very good question. And like you mentioned, the club did not exactly hit expected heights last season. We campaigned not just in the CAF Champions League. When we fell out of that competition, we moved on to Africa's second-tier club competition, the CAF Confederation Cup. We got into the group stages, but fans of the club, supporters of the club, the sponsor of the club, the Rivers State government, expected more from the club because, like you rightly pointed out, a lot of financial resources have been invested into Rivers United Football Club. We know that as a football club, we didn't exactly make the fans proud last season, but we want to correct that this season. Now, it's easy to say we want to correct that this season, but a lot of the informed minds will want to ask the question, how exactly does Rivers United want to correct the mistakes of last season this time around? Now, they say discontent is the catalyst to change. We have studied comprehensively where we did not do things right, where we made mistakes and where we could have improved. And so far, we've started correcting those mistakes. First, credit to the sponsors, credit to the management, and credit to the members of the technical team. We have embarked on a very, very comprehensive preseason. We were in Ilorin earlier, late last year for the Gold Cup. We did well in that tournament, and then we took part in the first ever Southeast preseason tournament in Nnewi. We got to the final of that one where we lost by the odd goal in 5-2 SC Fanyuba. But like you guys in the studio know quite well, it's not about winning when you play in the preseason tournament. It's about getting the team to gel, getting to see that the new players understand the ideologies and the philosophies of the football club. And so far, things are going according to script. But to give closure on this very question that you asked me, Rivers United will take part in a final pre-season tournament. It's going to get underway in the next 48 hours. It's called the first ever South-South Garden City pre-season tournament. It's going to incorporate and integrate 6 football clubs, one of them being the most successful club in Nigeria, Enyimba International of Aba. It's being hosted by the River State government. It gets underway in Port Harcourt in the next 48 hours, and hopefully by the end of this tournament, Rivers United will be in fine settle ahead of the start of the 2017-2018 football season. Okay,
Sammy, I mean, you've answered all the questions even before we get the chance to ask you, but that's good anyway. But let me quickly say this. The key players, how united are they? I mean, we saw some, a lot of, in the media, a lot of pictures were trending at some point, but I want to ask, the key actors here, when I say the key actors, the players, the coaches, and the people backing them, the administrators, are they on the same page? We need not go into the issues, but from your end, can you tell us, without mincing words, that they are all on the same page?
Everybody is on the same page at Rivers United, from the sponsors, the members of the management, playing personnel, members of the technical staff. Everybody is on the same page. And the important thing for Rivers United is that the core of the team will stay on. I'm talking about core of the team from a playing perspective, will stay on from this season. Players like Sunday Gadimo, Rotimi, Festus Austin, who is the captain of the team, Bernard Ovoke, who was voted player of the season 2 seasons ago, the club's top scorer for last season, who is currently in the Super Eagles camp, Emeka Obu. He, of course, has extended his contract with the football club. He will stay on. And like I mentioned, if you want to be successful, you have to build on your areas of strength and also look at areas of deficiency and trying to improve upon them. I mean, last season, it was very clear that Rivers United was not the highest scoring side in the league. We were creating a plethora of chances. We were dominating games, but putting the ball in the back of the net was sometimes a problem. And that's why we must thank the sponsors and the management for working around the clock to see that no less than 12 players have been signed on to beef up the squad. I'm talking about players like Emeka Nwabulu. I'm sure a lot of you know him. He used to play for Wikitor. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the land. There's Badepo Samson, who joined from Enyimba International. There's Maurice Enete, who used to play for Rangers International. And one of the most exciting players in Nigeria today, his name is Roland Kofi. He joins us from the Nazi Millionaires, Heartland FC. There's also Bamba Bakari. He's one of the foreign imports. He joins us from Papilo FC. Just to rush through the names quickly, no thanks to time constraints. Players like Sunday Afolabi, who joins from Oshu United. Balogun Hakim from Gombe United. Ganda Samuel, very exciting prospect. He joins from Remo Stars. And another player, guys, I'm sorry I have to do this. Watch out for this name. This name I'm going to mention right now. I think he's the best player I saw in the league last season. I watched all the teams. I watched all 20 teams in the Nigeria Professional Football League last season. By my humble estimation, this man whose name I'm about to mention is the best player that I saw last season. Oche Salefu plays for Remo Stars. This man has got it all. Skills, low center of gravity, vision, waving with his own fair share of goals. He's going to be playing for Rivers United this season. And then there's Malachi Ohawume. He actually scored a hat-trick for FC Fanyoba when the Anambra Warriors beat Rivers United in pre-season just over 3 weeks ago. And of course, there's Elum Sochima from Nnewi United. So these are some of the players who have joined us. And we know that those areas of deficiency, those areas of perceived weaknesses that we noticed last season will be corrected. And fans of Rivers United can lick their lips in anticipation. This season promises to be an absolutely fantastic one for United.
Yeah, it's a good one because from all indication, the focus is going to be on the league and, of course, the ITO Cup, since you guys are not on the continent this season. Now, you listed like 12 players, good players that have come to Rivers United. Are you letting some others go? Because if you have 12 players, I mean, most of the names here, I can actually name like 6 players that I know that very well, they'll get into the first team immediately. Are you guys going to let some players go, or you think you don't have a bigger squad? That's why you're having like 12 new players coming in for the new season.
Very good question, and that's why I say you're not just one of the most beautiful ladies at Oxford, one of the most informed ladies as well. Exceptional question you just asked. We have let some of these players go because, like you said, if players coming, you have to do, forgive me for using this phrase, but for lack of a better word, substitution by elimination. So some players have left the club, and these 12 players have come in. And like I mentioned, I believe that the club will be the stronger for it.
Okay. All right. Sammy, I do hope that the performance of Rivers United do match your words. I mean, there's nothing left to ask you. But let me say this. Any targets for the new season before we let you go? What was the target? Has the management set any target? Technical crew, I mean, are they setting targets for themselves?
No disrespect to the questions you've asked me earlier. They've all been wonderful questions, but I think this question is the most important question that you've asked me, because everybody who is involved with Rivers United Football Club, who is watching right now, will want to know what they should expect from the football club at the end of the season, because obviously a lot of financial resources have been invested in the football club. We're trying to get the best players in, so the fans want to know. Everybody involved with the club wants to know what's the target, and the target is very simple. Every player of Rivers United Football Club who pulls on that white or blue strip and crosses that white line to move into a football pitch before any match we play, be it in the ITO Cup, be it in the Nigeria Professional Football League, they know what is expected of them. Go out there and win. Rivers United doesn't go to play for a draw. We feel very, very disappointed that we're not going to be playing on the continent. Like you guys know, this club came into existence just about 2 years ago. And at the very first time of asking, we qualified to represent Nigeria in the Apex Club competition on the continent, the CAF Champions League. That's where we want to be all the time. The sponsors have made it very clear. We want to be the foremost football club in Nigeria. And if that's going to be achieved, the objective, the focus is very clear-cut. Go out there and win every match that we play. And of course, if that happens, we want to be champions of Nigeria. We want to be champions of Nigeria also in terms of winning the cup. It might look like a lofty ambition, but I always tell people, when the club came into existence following the merger of Sharks and Dolphins about 2 years ago, the talk making the rounds was that Rivers United was relegation fodder. But until the final match day of the season, Rivers United had a chance of winning the Nigeria Professional Football League that season. We only lost it on the final day of the season to Enugu Rangers, who, credit to them, played some wonderful football last season, 2 seasons ago. But of course, we qualified for the CAF Champions League at the very first time of asking. So that's the objective. We want to be the #1 club in Nigeria. Every player of the club understands it. Every member of the management committee of the club understands it. Every member of the technical team understands it. And that's what we want to do, hopefully, this season.
I want to thank you for your time on the show this morning. There's really nothing else left to say. We wish you all the best in the upcoming season in the Nigerian Professional Football League. That has been Sammy Wanjia, the media officer of Rivers United, talking to us about the plans for 2018, the upcoming season in the Nigerian Professional Football League. All right, let's quickly bring you into all that we're doing. Let's do this quickly before we go on a break. Let's let you know that you can be a part of this show. Send us a mail, send us comments on Facebook. You can also drop in with your tweets on Twitter. You can do that. Send us a mail, sourcesmoney@channelstv.com. You can also get across to us on Facebook, Channels-Sports, and on Twitter. You can get across to us, send your tweets, that verified handle that we always like to talk about, @Channels_Sports. All right, we go on a break now. When we return, we will still be talking about things going down in the domestic scene. Join us again.